What we're going to talk about today is something called the visual table of contents in Brightspace. And most of the other workshops are really important types of things that really help students. This is just kind of a cool thing, and it's not as essential, but it's something that makes things perhaps a little bit more interesting, a little more engaging, and it's just something I enjoy doing. And I discovered this when I took the online asynchronous course that SUNY put together, and I noticed there were all these little eyes in the corner that didn't show up when I created my own modules. And basically what it does is if you create this visual table of contents, have used the same image twice. In fact, that's a mistake. I'll have to fix that. In any case, what happens basically is it lets you can create your own little images here where I have different images. I thought I had different images for each of these. Something went wrong. But in any case, once you have that, if you click on it, it toggles. And one more time here. It's not behaving as expected. What should happen when you click on it is it should just rotate, or maybe this is. I'm not trying to. This worked just a few minutes ago. One more time. You click on. Okay, something's going strange here. What should happen is those things should rotate around, and they were doing that before. So if you click on it, it should rotate, and maybe it has something to do with Zoom, because what should happen is it should rotate and give you a text description, and that's not happening now. It was before I shared the screen, and it may be something to do with the screen sharing. I've had that happen with a few other things. So yours should work so that if instead of clicking on the those little arrows that take you into it, it should just flip over and give you a text description of what that item is. So what we're going to do is just go through the process of creating that. And specifically, we're going to use Canva to do that. And one of the things that I forgot to do is to open up some instructions that I'm going to share with you. Sorry about that. This will just take a second because I'd like you to try following along and doing this. And while I'm logging into my Google Drive here, if you could create an account in Canva. If you don't have one, you can create a free account. And it's a nice little application for creating images, graphics, and a wide variety of things. And the free account will let you do an awful lot of things. So I'm just going to go into my Drive, go to this is what I intended to do before. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. So I'm going to go to SELT workshops and then going down to the use I just put this together last night. Sorry, I forgot about it. Using Canva to create a, okay, so this is a document that I'm going to share with people in chat. And if you, or if you'd like, it should allow you to download this, or you can use this QR code, and the chat is going to be right here. Okay, the eye icon in the top left square flips it, and that's what I thought was going to happen. But it didn't seem, I thought I was doing it. Maybe I did it incorrectly. I'm going to try one more time to get the link here. Copy that link. There we go. And this is just a really simple set of instructions. My graphics work is not very professional, but it's just, I just want to demonstrate a simple way to do this. So create an account, and let me just go back and try that again. So what should happen is when you click on the eye there, okay, I thought I was doing that, and it just lets students see a little description of each of the modules. And I apparently was missing. I thought I had clicked on it, but there we go. Okay, so that should work. So sorry about that. Let's see if I can do it a little better now. So if you look at this document, it suggests you sign into Canva, and you don't have to use Canva, but it's a really popular program to use. So you can go into there and it says create a design. And I'm going to click on create a design. And then I'm going to scroll down to the option of let me move this back up. There we go. I'm going to go down to a custom size. And I already have the dimension saved. The image that works in the modules at the top is 2400 by 960. It will try to scale other things, but it won't look quite as nice. So just go to, well, put in your size, a width of 2400 and a height of 960 pixels. And so I'll select that. And this basically gives you a blank slate that you can use. And Canva comes with a lot of images. There's a lot of photos and other things. And let's say I wanted to create an image for, oh, I don't know. Do you have a module that you want to create an image for? Oh, it will though. And that's what we're going to do in terms of getting, because by default, it'll just have the title there and the default image, which is the same for all the pages. So what I'm going, well, let me just say, let me pick something. Suppose I'm going to do something on, oh, I don't know. Let's say I want to do something on, okay, water. There we go. So let's say you're doing something on water. So I'm just going to search for images here. And here are some basic well, could be drinking water, ocean, drink water. It gives you a lot of tags that you could use. So let's say a lake, perhaps. Okay. And so this is not terribly helpful here. The canoes and paddles and the Clear Lake Seafood Grill probably would not be best, but you should have the option of using elements here. And now if I put water in here, it should pop up a whole variety of images. And you could just pick a basic image of water. Some of these are little video clips, but you can just scroll through until you see one that you like. Let's say we want to use this. That's a pro one. I do have a paid account, so I get a few more options, but actually that doesn't look so good there. So let's go back and pick another one. Let me get rid of that by just deleting it. Let's say we want to use that. And basically, if it doesn't quite fit, you can just stretch it out until it works all the way across. And I'm going to maintain the same proportions. And now I have an image. And if you want, you could then add some text. So if you have a module, we're going to add a text box, and we can make that as big as you want and put it wherever you'd like. And we can change the colors and so forth. Most of the images I use already had text in them when relevant, or they were just basic text. Let's say, oh, I don't know. Let's say this is, say you're talking about Lake Ontario, let's say. And you can change, the text colors by just highlighting it, choosing a color palette here. Let's say we want something that'll contrast a little bit more with, there we go. We made it red, which is not very well. You can do better designs than I can, I'm sure. And so once you've done that, basically you can grab some of the default images, or you can load your own. You can, in that sheet that I gave you, there's links to a variety of sources of free images, some Creative Commons, some public domain images, and there are hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions, if you look through those links and others, where you might find images that are useful for whatever topic you happen to be working with. And then once you've designed the logo for that particular module, you would just you would choose the download option, which is hidden behind some controls here. So you would choose the share button and then choose the download link, which is right here. And by default, it just uses its own name, but you can rename it. And then once you have that image, you would then go into Brightspace. And let's suppose, I should have done one actually where there seemed to be a duplicate. Well, I have this is vestigial from my old course. And so there is no image here, it's just a default course image. And when you open up a module page, you've created the module, you have your content in it, you have basically nothing up at the top. And what you do in order to create your own little visual table of contents element is just click add description. And whatever the text you type here will show up at the top of that document, or that will flip into that. So let's just say this is a module discussing Lake Ontario. Okay. But you would then, right above that, you would put in your image. And the image, I have it right on my computer. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to the, you can drop the file there. So I'm going to go to the downloads on the computer or wherever you're, which of course is empty because the way they set these up. Where do the downloads on these Podium computers go? Maybe documents, downloads. Okay, that's not very helpful. Okay, I think it's, usually I do this on my own computer, so there's no such an issue. I'm going to go here, and now there should be a download folder, which is specific to me. And I have no idea why. Oh, does it go to the desktop? Well, let me try the desktop then. It did not go to the desktop. Did it go to pictures? No. Okay, well, now I'm at a bit of a loss. Let me try searching the computer. Actually, if I go back to here, there should be a location for it in the browser. Well, let me try downloading it again, and maybe it will show where it is. I've got to move this around just a little bit because of the Zoom controls. And go back to Canva, and I'm going to download it again. Now let's see. Okay, there it is. It went into photos apparently this time. Maybe I forgot to click on that before, but once I'm in here, I can grab that photo. I should be able to grab that photo. Let's try that again. This would be a photo somewhere, and I know I saw that before. Next time oh, here we go. It is in downloads now. Okay, so, and I'm going to just grab that and drag it over to Canva and try not to screw this up, over to Brightspace and try not to screw this up anymore. Usually I'm working with two screens and I'm working on computers where I know where things are going to go. So I have Lake Ontario there, and let me get back one more time. I'm going to drag that over from here. This should not be this difficult. I'm going to drag this over to here. And now we have the image there. And then this will be, I'm just going to retype some text. This is example text. And then all you have to do is click update. And you now have this as a module. So if I go back to the content folder now, I can now see that this folder, this item is there. And if I go back to the, if I go back to the course home, it will now have that image, and this is not visible to students, which is why I did it there. And now you have it right there. And if you click on the eye, it will give you the little example text, whatever you type in. So it's a cute little thing. You know, it's just a way of personalizing a course a little bit, because students get really tired of seeing the default image of that coffee cup and, you know, a notepad at the top of every damn page, or whatever your course image at each of the course modules. And if you this was just, you know, if you do something, for example, that ties into the content, it just creates a little bit, you know, it can be a kind of cool thing where when they're talking about labor supply, they have images related to that. When they're talking about, or there's two sections on labor supply with labor demand, there's people, you know, I don't know. I probably didn't have the best examples here. I've got better ones, I think, in my intro class. But the economics of education, I have a picture of people working through colleges, compensating wage differentials. I have wage gap issues as the image. And all those images pretty much came from Canva, except I don't know about those the geese up there. I think those came from the lake here with a picture I just happened to take. And that was, so apparently I didn't update all the images on this particular course. But that's kind of it. So basically, if you use those dimensions, and you can use any drawing programs or graphic programs if you want to be fancy, you could use Photoshop. If you wanted to be a little less fancy, you could use Windows Paint or Windows Paint 3D, or pretty much any graphics program, and just create some imagery that is relevant to your course into the modules, and put in a little bit of text. And, you know, the students who like to click on things and experiment a little bit will be a little impressed, perhaps, that that feature is there, because it's something they probably won't see in most of their classes. So again, this isn't as important as having a working grade book or any of those other things, but it's just a cool little feature, which is why I listed this as a 20-minute session. And whenever I create new modules, or when I go back and redo this course, I will put in better imagery. And I thought I had it actually in this course, but apparently I messed up. This was the first iteration of this class. So some of those images just look wrong, but in any case, there you go. Any questions? Okay, well, I will try not to mess up so badly on future sessions.